In a world of manual transmission vehicles, automatic transmission is fast becoming extremely popular, especially here in India. But even as automatic transmission units are gaining popularity, Hyundai has brought in something brand new. The company calls it IMT, or Intelligent Manual Transmission, which promises to take away the clutch and still give you control over the gearbox. We have the Venue SX in sport trim, and we'll be telling you all the cosmetic changes on the outside, the inside, and if the IMT technology is a gimmick or it has fantastic practical use. Both IMT and the sports trim appear to be Hyundai's way of getting ready for the upcoming launch of Kia Sonet. The Sonet will be offered with clutchless transmission option and will be available in GT trim as well, and therefore here's Venue Sport. Before we get into the specifics of what IMT technology is all about, let's first take a look at some of the changes on the outside. The sport trim right here is offered in dual tone, and while it's a little subtle, the body is grey, while the roof, the ORVMs and the front grille is done in black. What does highlight the sport trim is the red plus sign on the front grille, and similar additions all around the car, which include a red strip right here on the wheel arches. The brake calipers are also done in red, the red strip right here down the underbody, and the same addition on the roof frame. Similar additions are also on the inside, so come, let's take a look. Now the similar emphasis on the color red is very evident on the inside as well. So you get the AC vents, which are now again in red trim. The AC controls are done in red. The stitching is done in red, and the car overall looks a little bit more sporty, even if these changes are rather cosmetic. The red highlights inside the cabin of the Venue are definite upgrades, but the real test of this car is in that IMT technology. We've spoken about all the visual elements on the outside and here in the cabin, but now let's take a look finally at what the IMT technology is all about. Now the first question, the fundamental question is, how do you start an IMT vehicle? The answer is, well, very basic. Press the brake pedal and the engine start-stop, and that's it. Now the next question, how do you get a move on inside an IMT vehicle? There is no clutch, so forget that your leg has to do any work, the left one, and instead, just like in any manual, engage the gearbox to first. Go down with the handbrake and leave the brake, and the car creeps forward. Want to get a move on? Just press the accelerator and well, that's about it. Now, can the car also creep forward in gear 2? Well, let's find out. I've engaged the second gear, left the brake, and well, it does take a little bit of more effort, but yes, the Venue IMT will get a move on from gear 2 as well. Now the third question, in case for whatever reason you want to get a move on from the third gear or the fourth or any subsequent gear, can you do that? No, you can't. There is a message that comes in the TFT display and it says I need to shift down. So the Venue IMT can take off from either the first, of course, or the second, but no gear after that. Now again, how do you engage the reverse? Same logic. Go reverse on the gearbox and let go of the brake and you'll move back. These are all very elementary, basic, simple questions. It's much like how you would drive a manual, except there is no clutch pedal, and I keep saying that, and that is what makes this a little more convenient than a manual transmission. Now, when you're stuck in traffic, in start-stop traffic situations, you're changing gears constantly from neutral to first and first to neutral. But that is not what is exhausting you actually. What is exhausting you is your left leg constantly pressing the clutch, letting go, pressing it again, letting go, and that can be really bothersome. But IMT technology takes that away and instead still gives you the manual gearbox, so you still are in some degree of control. And for the enthusiasts, well, that still works. Now that we've explained the basics of the IMT technology, let's actually get out on the open roads and put this car to the test. Now, in the decade and a half since I learned first how to drive a vehicle, I remember my driving instructor telling me, and I'm sure that's true for almost every single person who's learned to drive on a manual transmission: let go of the clutch gradually and simultaneously press the accelerator. Well, new learners, at least on the IMT technology, have a far easier job of learning how to drive. And while we do recommend that new learners should actually get their basics right in a regular manual transmission, but I do feel that IMT technology will introduce vehicles, cars to new learners a lot quicker. The learning graph is a lot easier in IMT technology. You just engage the gear and that's about it. I also thought that maybe my left leg would automatically keep pressing the clutch looking for it, but that, from what I've driven, for how long I've driven, has not happened. So my left leg is quite comfortable. It sort of feels like it's thanking me, and there is a dead pedal here on which I can rest the leg. And there have been times when I've forgotten that this is a manual, so you will have to change the gear. But in most conditions, the car has actually not grown too much, even as the RPM levels swerved up. The groan, the grunt, well, hasn't been there. But obviously, we recommend that you change the gears as you would in a regular manual transmission. Another fundamentally basic question is whether you keep the accelerator pressed when you're changing gears inside this IMT, or do you let go of it just a little bit like you would in a regular manual. Well, you can keep the accelerator pressed as you change the gears, but the shift is not as smooth as it is when you just ever so slightly let go of the accelerator and then press down again. So in regular manual transmissions, you do let go of the pedal just a little bit when you're shifting. Here it's the same logic, it's the same principle. If you want, you still can keep it pressed, but yes, you will definitely feel that it's a little harder, it's a little more rough. Otherwise it's a lot more polished. Now what happens when I try to take this U-turn and I'm in the fourth gear? Yes, it's telling me to shift down, and that's sort of important because yes, sometimes I think as I'm getting used to the IMT, I will need a reminder that this is actually not a fully automatic transmission. So yes, if you're trying to take turns at slow speeds and you stay in the fourth or the fifth gear and you're not shifting down, the car will issue a sort of a warning. It comes on the screen and there is a very, very audible warning system as well. Now, how is all of the IMT technology working inside this car? Now, I will not want to get into the mechanical engineering aspects of it, but basically the clutch pedal is absent and yet the clutch is being engaged, just that you're not the one who's doing it. It's the car, the computer inside, that's doing it for you. Every single time you change gear, whether you're going up or down, you go into neutral for just a little bit, a millisecond maybe, and that's the input that the car wants and gets to know that yes, there is that clutch input that needs to go in. Now that we've addressed some of the basic fundamentals of IMT technology, there are two big questions that can be on your mind. What is the fuel efficiency and what is the longevity of this? So in terms of fuel efficiency, there shouldn't be any difference between the IMT and the regular manual transmission because the technology and the mechanics are pretty much everything is similar, except again there is no clutch pedal. As far as longevity of the gearbox is concerned, that too, for the same reason, shouldn't be affected at all. Considering you'll keep a car for 12 to 15 years at the max, this gearbox should last as long as the vehicle itself does. We've gone IMT all this while, but actually let's take a look once again at how exciting this car is to drive. Let's push it around. It's the turbo. And well, it is clearly a turbo. That warning sound was because I've hit 80 and I need to shift up, I know, to get efficiency. I'm in 6th gear, I'm in top gear now, and the car is responding really well. It may not be as exciting and engaging as say the DCT with the paddle shifter, so the enthusiast may still find a little bit to complain and groan about, but for the regular driver and even the casual enthusiast, the Turbo IMT actually does a fantastic job, especially because you're still in control of what gear you want to be in. Currently I'm in third. I'll push it to fourth and it will still pick, although the RPM is under the 2000 mark. I'll slow down for this turn. It's in neutral, back to third. Little bit of an effort, but it quickly catches pace, gathers steam. Once again, fourth, fifth. Maybe that fifth was a little too early. And an overtaking move into sixth. Now remember, if you want fuel efficiency and that's high on your priority, you shouldn't be driving like the way I just did. And therefore you wouldn't get the push as frequently and as quickly as you would probably expect in an enthusiastic drive. But overall, this car performs as per your wishes and your commands. Now when it is time for you to bring the Venue to a stop, well, it's the same principle. You come to a stop and I'm in second gear and I can just brake and that's it. I don't have to make it come to neutral and there is no jerk, so that's fantastic. But if you come to a stop in, say, the third gear, and I'll just demonstrate it for you. I'm in 2, third gear, coming to a stop, still in third gear, there is a warning. The warning tells me I need to push it to either the second or the first gear, or obviously preferably, like in any car, neutral. But the biggest takeaway here is that even if you are in the first, second or the third or the fourth and you come to a complete stop, well, the car won't jerk and the ignition won't switch off. So that's another thing that new learners can take away from the IMT. Having tested the IMT technology inside the Venue, I do strongly feel that Hyundai has a trump card up its sleeve. The IMT technology may have been a result of the upcoming launch of the Sonet, which, by the way, will also offer clutchless transmission. But Hyundai has for now beaten Kia to the game, and will it bring success to the Venue, a car that anyway enjoys quite a lot of success in the highly lucrative subcompact segment? Well, time will tell, and so can you. Do leave us a feedback, and thank you so much for watching.